Welcome to the Academy of Ham Radio, Vijayawada. I am Ramesh Babu Arza. Amateur radio call sign is VU2RDM. Today, I would like to share my journey in amateur radio, my experience in disaster communication, and how the Academy of Ham Radio has been helping aspiring radio amateurs achieve their dream of becoming licensed ham radio operators. My amateur radio journey began in 1984 when I received my grade 2 amateur radio license and my first call sign was VU2RDY. Within a year after successfully clearing the higher examination, I upgraded to the grade 1 license in 1985 and since then my call sign has been VU2RDM. Looking back today, it has been an incredible journey spanning more than 4 decades. In 1986, I started participating in disaster management and emergency communication activities. My very first emergency assignment was during the devastating Godavari floods when Bhadrachalam was almost completely submerged under floodwaters. Those were very different times. There were no mobile phones, no internet, no social media. Communication was extremely limited. During such emergencies, amateur radio became the only reliable communication link connecting disaster-affected areas with relief and rescue authorities. That experience taught me something I have never forgotten. When everything else fails, amateur radio still works. Today, we are surrounded by modern technology. We have smartphones, high-speed internet, 4G, 5G, and now we are talking about 6G. These technologies have made communication incredibly easy. But there is one important reality we should never ignore. Whenever a major disaster strikes, whether it is a super cyclone, an earthquake, or a massive flood, communication networks are often the first to fail. Cell towers collapse, power systems go down, fiber optic cables are damaged, mobile services become unavailable. Sometimes it takes days, sometimes even weeks to restore communication. We all remember the devastation caused by the Hudud cyclone in Visakhapatnam. Within minutes, almost the entire communication network had collapsed. Without communication, rescue teams cannot coordinate. Medical assistance get delayed. Relief materials cannot reach the right locations. Communication is the backbone of disaster management. Unfortunately, communication itself becomes the first casualty during disasters. That is why even the world's most technologically advanced countries continue to depend on amateur radio operators as an emergency backup communication system. Over the years, I have been fortunate to participate in emergency communications during major disasters, including the Godavari floods, the Orissa super cyclone, the Gujarat earthquake, the Uttarakasi earthquake, and the Darbhanga earthquake in Bihar. Each disaster strengthened my belief that amateur radio is not just a hobby, it is a public service. In 1987, I began my journey as a ham radio trainer. My first training program was conducted at Yeturi Nagaram in the then Warangal district while I was working with the National Institute of Amateur Radio, Hyderabad. Since then, I have never stopped teaching. Today, in 2026, I have completed 39 years of continuous ham radio training. During these years, I have conducted hundreds of training batches and trained thousands of aspiring amateur radio operators. I have had the privilege of conducting training programs in many parts of India, including New Delhi, Hyderabad, Vijayawada, Visakhapatnam, Khammam, Palavancha, Yeturu Nagaram, Nanjal, and many other places. One of the proudest moments of my career was getting the opportunity to train IAS, IPS, and other All India service officers at Mussoorie. It was truly an honor. Technology has changed tremendously over the years. Earlier, students had to travel long distances to attend ham radio classes. Today, thanks to the internet, distance is no longer a barrier. Through the Academy of Ham Radio, we now conduct online training sessions for aspirants from across India. Participants regularly join us from Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, Jaipur, Jamnagar, and many other cities. Even Indians working abroad, including those in Abu Dhabi, have attended our online classes and successfully qualified in the amateur radio examination. That is the power of online learning. One thing that makes our academy unique is flexibility. Every student has different responsibilities. Every student has different responsibilities. Some are students, some are engineers, some are scientists, some are government employees, some are working professionals. We conduct classes in the morning, in the evening, on weekends, and whenever necessary. We even arrange special practice sessions. There were occasions when ISRO scientists requested training before office hours. We happily conducted 5 a.m. Morse code classes to suit their schedule. Our philosophy is very simple. If the student is committed, we are committed. Our training program is comprehensive. We teach electronics, radio theory, communication procedures, amateur radio regulations, Morse code receiving, Morse code sending, and practical operating skills. Everything required to successfully clear the general grade amateur radio examination. Many candidates ask me one question: Sir, I don't have an electronics background. Can I still become a ham radio operator? My answer is always yes, absolutely. Candidates with a qualification such as BTech, ECE, Diploma in Electronics, and certain science degrees may receive exemption from the electronic paper as per the applicable rules. But even if you don't have any electronic background, there is absolutely nothing to worry about. We teach electronics from the basics in a simple, practical, and systematic manner. In fact, some of the most successful candidates were not engineers. Some had studied only up to the 10th class. Some had not even completed the 10th class. Yet, with determination, regular practice, and proper guidance, they successfully obtained their amateur radio license. That proves one important point: success depends more on dedication than educational qualification. Over the years, our results have consistently remained excellent. On average, around 90% of our candidates qualify in every batch general grade examination. Several batches have been achieved 100% results. In our most recent batch, 13 candidates have qualified for the general grade license, while the remaining 3 candidates qualified for the restricted grade license. These results speak for themselves. The Academy of Ham Radio is not just another training institute, it is a mission driven by passion, discipline, commitment, and service to society. Our goal is not merely to complete the syllabus. Our goal is to ensure that every sincere student becomes a confident and competent amateur radio operator. We continue supporting our students until they achieve success. So, if you have a passion for wireless communication, if you wish to serve society during emergencies, or if you simply want to become a licensed amateur radio operator, I warmly invite you to join the Academy of Ham Radio. Whether you are a student, an engineer, a government employee, a scientist, a working professional, or a beginner with no technical background, you are always welcome. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you found this information useful, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Feel free to contact us for details about our upcoming online and offline training batches. Until we meet again, this is Ramesh Babu Arza, VA2 RDM from the Academy of Ham Radio, Vijayawada, wishing you all the very best. 73s to everyone. Bye for now.